As we announced at our seminar, our workshop will be based on English language, so I'm obliged to speak all the English, sometimes I will try to talk and so on. Alright, welcome again. Have a good come today here. And let's start our workshop. Today, IELTS writing workshop will be based on. So, today, our tutorial lesson will be based on the table, the writing task one table. I will try to explain you how you can compose a table to achieve for a good and nice result in a proper way. Alright, let's start. I will take you around 2 hours from your lab. Alright, table. As always, as you see that, firstly I should explain you what were previous lessons. Let me give you a little reference. These tutorial lessons are provided by British Council and IDP as well as Cambridge Office, and our aim is to give you good guidance, possible guidance, physical guidance, in order to you to improve your IELTS writings, which is a very big point. I can't say the biggest point in Azerbaijan. It's because that we are not accustomed to writing in English way, sense of English. Right, the last previous lessons, tutorial lessons, I explained. What was it firstly?
Line graph.
Yes, this is a line graph, of course. Whatever it is in a different shape because it is line graph. Why? In the line graph we learned that there are units, time, and some kind of participants. Of course, this participants in 4 years and it changes its shape. It's great. Also this, also this, also this. We cannot compare it. That or yes, of course, it is line graph. You see, it's exactly line graph. You look, what happened to the Tunisia? Tunisia was in the highest in 2007, then dropped. Yes, then dropped how? Very dramatically, and then remained stable. So it is line graph. I cannot say that Tunisia higher than it was in 2008. I don't know. It is impossible to say. Okay, it's line graph. It's just I draw a line. You see, it declines, it increases, and it increases and sharply declines. That's all. It's line graph. It's also exactly line graph too, right? As it seems that this is very line graph. Line graph can be in different shape, just only. What's the difference? The line graph. In the line graph, there are the units. Here are the units too, but here there is no time. It doesn't change according to the time. Okay, we can compare this. But it changes according to year passes and 3, you see, everywhere. Japan, Tunisia, and Ecuador. Japan, Tunisia, and Ecuador. This year also, nothing changed, yes? Only shape changed. 3 participants here, 3 participants here. Only their figure and units change. But here, look at this, you will see difference. This is compare. This is chart or anything. It's not line units, but participants. We have got 2 participants, boy and girls everywhere. For what? Boy and girls for skateboarding, boy and girls for bike riding, boy and girls for watching television. We can compare. Some amount of boys watched less than skateboarding, more watched or more did riding. Okay? Here nothing increases or decreases. There are separate of activities. Both these participants attended those activities. That's all. You understand? The main, of course, it is compared. No, the main problem, as I am examining, just correcting all the writings, I see that confusion. Everybody are confused. Everybody's confused over the choosing correct vocabularies, mixing the vocabularies. When it is line graph, okay, they're just starting, dropped, increased, and then some compare. It is impossible. Here we cannot write, never compare. Here we can never write, decrease, increase. Impossible. It is compared. Why? Look at this. Here the male and female. You see two participants. Two participants where? In some categories. Employed, employed part-time, unemployed, retired, and as a housewife. How can we say that, okay, male and female, when they are employed, but when they are part-time employed, absolutely disappear. Impossible to say that. We will say here that mostly female prefer to work as a part-time and also to be a housewife. But however, male did not. Male didn't attend this categories, for example, like that. Okay?
Okay, I think that we should say that, for example, if we can see that only line graphs, it means that only year. If we can see that only years, we can see that only line graph.
What is the items for the line graph? Units, time. It can be here days, months, weeks, whatever, and years. But if you see units, categories, 2 participants, 5 participants, but categories. It is not a line graph. We cannot say here that increase, decrease. We'll just only use, last time it was written there. Normal, simple, comparable sentences is not as adjective as this lesson. They were not quite as nowhere near as last time we just started talking about this.
We have already said that about it, for example, 1/3 we can say in here, you know?
Yes,
1/3 we can say in here.
Even last time. I forget it just because I'm influenced by the New Year celebration. I forget everything. Also, in the bar, that compare, look, line graph can be in the shape of diagram, table, everything, no matter how, but it's line graph. Bar chart, this compare also can be in different shape. On the table is different, and pie chart, next tutorial lesson, we will base on pie chart. Here, for example, if we talk about 50%, if it is only compare, we never say 50%, it is wrong. We will use half. Last time I told you. If we talk about 30%, we don't need to say, we don't have to say actually. The 30% we will say below or lower than under 1/3. For example, 60 will be 2/3. It is lower than 2/3. 70 will be 2/4. For example, like 100 is full, 100 you can use. And 25 there was a 1/4. 1/10.
For example, 66%, we should say that
3/3.
Yeah.
No, 2/3. Sorry.
2/3.
3/3 is 120. Alright. Yes. Okay. So I hope you realize that what is the line graph, what is the compare. Table can be in 2 shapes, as a line graph, as a compare. Now let me see I have no idea what's the pictures there. Alright, I hope there are, okay, look. Can you tell me that, which are them as a compare, which are them line graph here? Yes, the last one is only line. This is the line, okay? Because here the gears. Look, walking decreased to 150, decreased to 137. Bicycle also decreased. Car increased. Local bus decreased. Local distance bus increased sharply. Train increased sharply. Taxi increased sharply. Other transportation increased sharply. And all modes of transportation increase sharply. So you will take increase together, you will take decrease together. So you can first write decrease, increase, because increase there are more, and later the second paragraph you can write decrease. How you will write? Just one sentence. For example, you will just say, how can we compose for this? Who can say that? You see, there's not anything written, okay?
The line graph illustrates.
Yes, remember.
Line graph illustrates between the 1980s.
No, line graph illustrates what?
8 different categories.
No, there is no
Activities.
No,
Different activities.
no.
Moving newspaper. Selling.
Who uses them? People use it.
People.
So you will say
How
that
many?
line graph, whatever, describes something. It is not important, okay? Everybody tries to write some hard vocabularies, no matter how. It's no matter. You can say that show even. Okay, shows how many people, of course, people used, yes, uses or used, it will be 2000 past year, used different or type of, or you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different type of transportation, open bracket, write their name, close bracket, and then between or from 1985 to 2000, or between 1985 and 2000.
For example, this line graph, it can be examined. Can be examined, child?
It could be given an
Yeah.
exam, yes, of course, can be. Why not? Well, so, and one sentence, if there is written kilometer or something, our units, for example, here our units written in million. Here our units, nothing written. And there are billions, in million. So you will write this. Units are shown in, are in percentage or kilometer or union, whatever, what's written. Okay, you just wrote this, and let's look at the overall. How will compose our overall? Which are decreased, which are increased together. We will say in the amount of, or in the number of, whatever, transportation, they were increased, and in this transportation, there were decrease. You will write this. For example, in passenger usage of walking. No, walking we cannot use the passenger, so it's just home. Just the bicycle we can say, decreased bicycle. I'm searching for the increased one. For example, passenger usage in car, next was local distance bus, then train, taxi, other, and also all modes improved dramatically. First. On the other hand, people preferred less than walking, riding bicycle. Is there a decrease? That's all. That's all. Okay, this is your overall. Finish the overall, and then together then we will write in the next paragraph. No, third paragraph, fourth paragraph. First we will write car, local bus, and this. How we can write? Look, it is very easy, simple. Group is very important. Look, car number is high. Take car together with train and other and all modes.
I would say some that increase sharply.
Just we will say, look, we will take car, train, other and all modes. All we can just keep the all modes. Why? Car is about 300, then local bus decrease, it is decrease. I need increase, I cannot see here. Then train, 200, and other is 400. So how we can just find some mutual point? We will say that the amount of or usage, something like that, for the car, it is 3000. So you can take all modes together, car and all modes. I will say usage for the car and all modes started at more than 3000. Well, it's more than 3000. Which value by sharp increase to more than to 4,806 and 6,475 respectively. I hope you go to me. Let me say in Azerbaijan, you will understand. Kar ve olmo karede bu. Kar və Olmutsun istifadə nömrəsi belə deyildi, istifadə kütləsi 3000-dən çox başlamışdı. Və hansındakılar bunlarda yüksək qalxış var idi. Birində 4806, o birisində də 6475. Bu sizin cümləniz, birinci cümləniz. Next grouping we can use for the hundreds. Local bus, it decreased, we are not going to use this.
Taxi.
Train and other. Taxi also?
Da.
Taxi is certain, we don't need. Look, train and other, it's 100. So we will just use train and other showed as the initial point more than 200, which they had significant increase to 366 and 585 respectively.
I'm sorry.
Yes, please.
Can we group almost and car? Car is one part of almost indicators. It's different.
It's different. Almost is different. Almost included errors. Almost is different. There is gate, I don't know, there is, I don't know, something. There are so many transports, horse, everything between, right? So, no, almost as a separate. Only what I mean, if you see this kind of, there are so many participants, but little years, you see 2 years. So, group according to their numbers, 100 together, yüzlükler bir yerde, milliler bir yerde, onluklar bir yerde, onlar bir cümlede bir cümle. In one separate sentences, you grouped, and next paragraph, you will write decrease. Decrease'e de bakın. Yüzlükler varsa, mesela, baktım, let me see, train'de, çünkü hansı da o zaman? Local bus walking, görürsünüz, bu ikisi yüzlüklerdir. Bunu bir cümlede yazabilirsiniz. Axırıncı cümlede bicycle yazabilirsiniz, ayrı bir cümlede. Gruplaşma budur. Bunlara dəqiq fikir vermək lazım. Table'da, table'ın qaydası belə. Amma əgər bu bizim üçün belə line graph kimi olsaydı, biz o qədər də ona fikir verə bilməyəcək. Amma table'da, yes, it is very obvious to be seen. We will see it and we'll group it. If you don't group like that, of course, your score will be decreased. It's not nice grouping. You see, mən bunu belə yüzlükləri bir yazıram, minlikləri bir, onlukları bir yazıram. Başqası da elə gəldi, yarımsını atıb yazır, nə qədər də yazır. Mən burada bir söz işlədirəm ki, bu 200-dən çoxdur, 300-dən çoxdur. Başa düşürsünüz, biraz da it is written always in IELTS writing. You should compose your writings in simple but incoherent. Yəni, coherent artıq burada deyir ki, asan amma çətin. Yəni, mürəkkəb. Bu necə olsun? Həm asan da olsun, həm mürəkkəb olsun. Bu şəkildə, belə bir şeylərdən istifadə etmək lazım. Alright. Now, let's look at normal. This is the table, you see. Here, there is no any kind of year. It's not a line graph. It is comparable table. We will compare. Yes, please.
Orada line graph at the beginning, we write that it's a line graph or it's a table.
Yes, we said the line graph represents how many people use transportation. Yes, line graph. Adlarını düzgün yazmalısınız. Compared ise, tabled ise, compared ise.
Biz deyə bilmərik ki, çədirə table represents.
Yaxşı,
Amma say line graph.
Line graph. Çünkü artık examiner bilir ki doğrudan da online graph'tır. Sen burada decrease'den, increase'den söz edeceksin.
Axı cədvəl şəkildə
Fərqi yoxdur.
təqdim olunur.
Ben onsuz da bunu buxarı qaldırıb şəkil edirəm.
Bilirəm, amma
Sizə bu şəkil
cədvəl də
verilir. Orijinal şəkil başqa cür.
Mən cədvəl deməyim səhv sayılır.
Line graph'ın həmişə
If
line
you
graph.
write as a line graph, you will get an acceptable score.
Yes, like you open the gate for the next examiner to check up your writings. I mean that your writings will not be crushed away, possibly thrown away. It will be accepted for the next control step. You understood. Line graph is always line graph. Well, it is comparable, so it is table. Table to compare. How you can write? The best way. Line graph'da en çok change'ler görürüz de biz bu yıldan bu yıla bu değişir. Table'da da görürüz, compare edilir. For table compares. Okay, we will talk about this. Bakın, let's look at first one. There are participants. Diyeceğiz ki burada bunların ilgili yok. Look at the oriented. Just open the date of the sonra kilometer and passenger. It's so full, good, perfect writing. There are so many information. You can write, you don't need to write all information, but you can write more, and there are so many ideas. Look, we need only to group them. Bunu ötelediğim size, I'm just passing away, later I will in detail talk to you and explain to you. Firstly, we will look at which are very opened in old date and which are opened in recent date. Okay? In the table, if we compare, we will compare one column according to them, one column according to them, and next column according to them. Like we will have three, at this three, what are they? Passages, how to say, paragraphs. So first paragraph you will talk about date opened, second paragraph kilometers, and third paragraph passengers. Of course, you can mix them, if you can mix them. Nobody just denies that don't mix them. Mix, if you can mix, and you cannot make your writings complex. If you have this great ability, then write mix, of course, it is better. But if you cannot, never dare. Just in a separate. Table is very easy. In very separate way, for each column, you are writing three paragraphs. First paragraph, you will write date opened. But you will group. You cannot write that, okay, London opened it in 1863, and Paris opened it in, no, not like that. Okay, we will see that. It is our first important point, London, because it is opened in all this time. In 19, Paris, Tokyo, and opened Washington and Kyoto. We will write three together. And the last one is this one, yes? Los Angeles. So we will write. So we can what? Merge our sentence. London was the oldest in the list, in the short list. London was the oldest and first, let's say, metropolitan or metro opened in London, which is the oldest station comprising compared to Los Angeles, which is the newest one. Okay, comparison. Others, Paris. Next opened Tokyo. On the list was the Washington and Kyoto, according to these years. If you open bracket and write these years and in the end, respectively, that's all. Next paragraph, you will write kilometers for the road. You will say regarding kilometers for the metro use, the length of the metro, railway station, rails, length of the metro, was the longest belonged to London, the lowest belonged to Kyoto. Then you will write Los Angeles is nowhere near as long as Washington DC, which is smaller than Tokyo, and Paris comprises little longer than Tokyo, previous one. You understand what I say? Okay. Next paragraph. Were passengers in rails. The usage for the London, not London, let's say that Paris and Tokyo are more than others, which is more than 1,000. Kyoto and Los Angeles, bunlar arasında there are slight difference, slight difference, and we will use London and Washington. We will say that Washington is, we can use like that, Kyoto is as almost passenger used as Los Angeles. compared to this Washington, which is nowhere near as London. Okay. And Paris and Tokyo, we come. That's a little ship but I didn't give you over. I'm just talking like that. Look at this, for example, Canada, France, England, blah, blah, blah, blah. There are so many different so many information. Oh, how can we control this information? So, let's look at, don't panic, okay. You see, these numbers are the lowest, yes? So keep it this. These numbers, it looks same, somehow, more. For example, 60, you see it is high, and here is high, and here is high too. So imagine the children reading codes together, alright? Then we can use sports, music, page, sleep is not shown, alright, together, alright? 3, just for yourself, try to find. TV, reading is high, you see hobby is little high, so this together we will compare. And sports, music, page, we will compare together. So we will write 3 paragraphs. 1 paragraph, no, 2 paragraphs, sorry, 2, not 3 paragraphs, okay? So we will compare it. Now, let me try to explain you something simple that we can realize. Activities, participants in 4 weeks, age group. It is written. Let's talk about this. Then we'll come back to those papers. Okay, firstly, now I will just, let me explain you in a separate way how we can compose. Alright, whatever we have got, it is chart or different things, table, whatever. So we will use these vocabularies while we are composing for the introduction. We will use describe, show, illustrate, demonstrate, depict, gives information about or compares. We will use information about or data about. If we use, for example, the table shows information about, if we use, we must use how many or how much. If we use table shows data about, if we use data about, so we must use the number of or the amount. Okay, it is very important. Always. How many use always? Before how many we must write information about. Information about how many, how much. Data about the number of and the amount of. Nobody follow these rules and everybody breaks the introduction point. It's very important. Let me translate in Azerbaijan, you will understand. Information about, for example, diyelim ki table gösterir informasyon hakkında ne kadar kimse istifade ediyor, maşından istifade ediyor. Bunun hakkı, bunu değil. İkinci de tercüme edenler table gösterir, data about nedir? Toplanmış malumatlar. Yani toplu məlumatların cəmi. Toplu məlumatların cəmi haqqındakı kimlər ki, hansı ki istifadə ediblər. Bu belə olmalı. Burada artıq cəm mənasıdır. Toplanmış informasiya cəmi. Buna görə də always describe information about how many, how much, data about the number of or the amount of, or the uncountable, countable for this it changes, okay? It's important. Sonra we must write proper